Yo, 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 it's the 1409 podcast. I go by the name of KT.
It's your boy, GualaMeetsWorld.
Welcome to episode 74. You know, we have a special guest, a very special guest in here. She's a multi-unit franchisee of 7-Eleven stores. You know, we're going to get into all that. I want y'all to welcome Alyson Rae Lawson.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
All good over here, you know what I'm saying? Happy Founders Day to you as well.
I appreciate you. J13. Thank you.
J13. For all the listeners and all the viewers out there, she's a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
You know yep, marry you a Delta to change your life.
Ooh. Hey. I might need somebody to change my life.
Hey. For sure.
For sure.
That boy over there hungry. What you eating over there, man? What you munching over there?
Some grilled chicken and mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. All right.
Potatoes.
Where's the greenery?
See, it was quick. So, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to get it how you live.
Get that greenery. All right. So we got the little intro out the way. Let's go ahead and get into the shots. You know, we do that every episode. So
I'll take a shot. I'm going to take a bite.
You going to take a bite?
Yeah.
I'll take a shot.
Take one for me.
All right, for sure.
I just gave up drinking during the week, so take one for me.
It's all good. Ain't no peer pressure. No peer pressure.
No pressure.
I'm gonna take a shot at your Founders Day right here. So here we go with that.
I'm gonna take a bite.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yo, this chicken and mashed potatoes are so savory.
Word of the day.
You should have had a sponsor. But yeah, we're gonna get into the little trivia now. So my trivia question today is, this can go for you as the guest or the listeners out there.
Okay.
Where is the 7-Eleven headquarters?
Is this for me? Because I already know this.
If nobody in the audience answers, then you can go ahead and get an answer. I assume you answered because, yeah.
It's in Wisconsin.
You said it's in Wisconsin. Maybe it's in the area code 7-Eleven. What city state got the area code 7-Eleven?
You want me to answer it?
Yeah, go ahead and answer. Nobody's answering. I know the answer. I looked it up, but yeah.
The headquarters for 7-Eleven is in Irving, Texas, which is technically Dallas, Fort Worth area. Mm-hmm. So to be a franchisee in the Dallas area makes it a lot simpler because headquarters is at your fingertips.
So you just pull up in there. You just pull up like
any day.
Pull up on any day. All right. So you currently have 2 7-Eleven stores, correct?
I do. Yes, I currently have 2 headaches on my hands that I absolutely love.
All right. What made you want to become a franchisee of 7-Eleven of all things?
Oh, I know, right? My father, let me start off there. My father franchised 3 McDonald's in the Dallas area, in the Oak Cliff area. And my mother is also an entrepreneur. She's a realtor, a great one at that, and built her own empire. So I would say entrepreneurship and business owning is kind of like in my blood. But I wanted to be in corporate America, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think that once I decided to make the transition to franchising, I kind of was just like looking up different stores and things like that and just trying to figure out what's going on. And 7-Eleven kind of has the easiest hand-holding process. And so I just went with 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. How long have you been a franchise owner of 7-Eleven?
So my first store I've had since October 2018, so about 2 years and a couple months. My second store I've had since December of 2019, so I've had that it was just my year anniversary last month.
Hey, so you moving on up, and
that's what they tell me. I'm just trying to survive every day there.
And they right across I-20 from each other, right?
Yeah, the thing about it is they're not even across the freeway from each other. They're across the intersection of the street.
Oh, they're across the street. Oh,
yeah. I walk every day. Like that's not. I just walk back and forth.
So you be in there conducting business on the daily.
Oh yeah, I work every day.
Yeah, we see you on Instagram. See you on Instagram pulling up every morning, 7-Eleven. You got the 7-Eleven merch and every. Well, you got to have the merch because you worked there. But yeah, yeah, that's dope to have two stores right across the street from each other. Like,
yeah, it's a business move. You know what I mean? Like one gets morning traffic, the other one gets afternoon traffic. One of them's kind of like the neighborhood corner store. The other one is like the commuter store for like people traveling. One's huge, one's small. It just best of both worlds. Just depends on what you like. So neither one of them takes competition from each other. In fact, they complement each other. So they're both doing well.
For sure. And these are located in Arlington, Texas. You want to pull up on Alyson, you know, the address.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't get over the way he's eating this chicken, but yeah, that is distracting me currently. But yeah, you go. I am located in Arlington, Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Yeah, so if you want to pull up, see her hard at work with a mask on, being safe, make sure you pull up on Arlington, Texas, right on I-20.
Make sure when you pull up, you have on that mask too.
Yeah. What did it say? No mask, no service.
That's what they say. But I just try to get people in and out as soon as possible without being a viral video.
One of those twisted teas going on around.
Yeah, when you start telling people they can't do stuff, that's when people start acting crazy. So I just try to get people in and out as soon as possible.
Yeah, one time I went in the store without a mask. That was like a few months ago, but I didn't know no better. They had just started the mask thing, and they just gave me a mask when I was in there. I was tired. I was riding my bike. I go cycling sometimes, so I was pretty tired. They just gave me a mask.
I was a nice person. I'm not giving out no free masks, but I will get you in. I will get you in quick.
Get you in and out of there.
That's how you get to the front of the line in my store.
So how was the beginning process of starting a franchise?
The beginning process was smooth, I'd like to say. Like I said, franchising is different than just starting a business from scratch. Starting a business from scratch, I think, is a lot more stressful. I think owning a franchise is a lot less stressful. It's kind of a hand-holding process. They literally walk you through every single step of the way. It's just very tedious because they really want to get in all your business. Like they really want to know everything that's going on in your finances, your credit, all that stuff. But it was a fairly simple process that I'm glad I had them there to walk me through.
Facts. They want to know where your mama stay, where your grandmama stay, where your
They want to know everything. They want to see every penny that you have deposited into a bank account.
Man, they're not playing around. But
oh no, definitely not.
So y'all killing the old man trying to show support after my bedtime. And we got to do it this time. It's the only way to do it.
Look, I feel you, but I'm up. I took a nap. So I'm up.
She with us on her Founders Day. Delta Sigma Theta.
J13. Yeah, bro. What's your happy Founders Day?
Already. So, would you be open to share like what was the minimum? What's the minimum cost they have on the website and everything like that to start?
Ooh, I can only give you the information that they give on the website because everybody makes their own deals. Everybody has their own plan with 7-Eleven. So I can just say they have franchise and stores starting at 50. And then they just work their way up from there. It just depends on what store, where it's located, who had it before you, and things like that. But it's always worth calling and just seeing like what's going on with this store and what 7-Eleven has to offer you. Yes.
Hey. The showdown. So yeah, if you want to interested in getting franchising, go ahead and look up 7-Eleven franchising. You'll find a lot more information on there on that. She's not legally, she can't share all the information, but she's gonna share as much as she can legally with us. You know what I'm saying? So you had any worries when you started the process? Were you ever like getting discouraged because there was so much you had to do and everything?
Yeah. First, Julian Coleman, love it, appreciate you. But did I ever have like any? Yeah, for sure. Like probably the first, it was probably a week before I opened where I thought like, you know what, I could possibly do this. Like this may work out. But I mean, a gas station is a big thing. Like it's nothing small to like take lightly. It's not an internet business that I started. Like it literally is like a business that has employees and functions for the public. And it's on one of the busiest corners in Arlington. So that's also was like a huge fear of mine. And I wasn't getting some small mom and pop gas station, 7-Eleven. Like I was literally getting, it has 16 gas pumps, brand new store. It's huge in size. It was a big thing for me. And I think for the first week or two, I sat in my car before I got to work and I was just like, sink or swim, sink or swim. And then I just got out the car. Like every day I just said sink or swim. And it was just one of those things where I just had to make it work. I really didn't have a backup plan. You know, like I came here on a whim, and if I left, then I had no other backup plan. So I kind of just had to like make it work.
Somebody came through late with the comment saying the 7-Eleven corporate office is in Irving, Las Colinas area. They say
and can I say that Arisha is one of my friends from childhood. So shout out to Arisha. She really does support me, and I appreciate her.
Okay, I meant to ask this before. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Me?
Are you from the DFW area?
Oh, born and raised in Dallas, Texas. Went to high school and elementary school in Oak Cliff. My parents are from Duncanville and DeSoto. Worked in South Dallas growing up. So I'm just an all-around Dallas girl. And I tell people that like to the day I die. I've lived in several different places. I live in Houston, Virginia, but like I am a Dallas girl through and through.
So Virginia, you're an HBCU graduate.
Hey.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, shout out to all HBCUs, specifically Hampton University.
Out there in that 757.
Yeah, not a lot of people know that.
So, do you want to franchise any other companies? Is that a thing?
Oh man, you know what I want? You know what I want to do? I want to get rich so I can chill. That's what I want to do. So, do I want to do I want to franchise something else? No, I'm tired. Right now, I'm just taking it one step at a time. You know what I mean? Like I never would have thought that I would have had one. And then two became available and I got two. So I really haven't just been thinking towards like what's next. Because I'm so busy and consumed with thinking like right now. But if the perfect opportunity came up and I was ready for it, for sure I'd do anything. I'd take it. Yeah, that's what I tell my aunt. She told me not to call myself an opportunist, but I'm like, I'm kind of an opportunist in the most positive way possible.
Yeah.
So with these two stores, are you required to be in each one a certain amount of times? I mean, a certain amount of time per day?
I am not required to do that. They would like you to give 20 hours a week, I think is what they said. But as a franchisee, you really are free to run your operation. So if you have a great manager and they're in there running it and you don't need to be there, then don't be there. Check on the stores. And then there's some franchisees who are like me, who are very involved and who are there every day. Just because for me personally, I'm a micromanager and I want everything to be perfect. And I'm slowly weaning myself off that. So there would come a day when I'm just like recently I've been on some screw it type stuff. Like, okay, well, this is going to be what it is and keep it moving. But there's no requirement. It's just to the best of your ability. How can you run your store with you in there or without you in there?
Okay. So when you in there, what's your favorite thing to purchase in there when you in there, like to eat or drink?
7-Eleven coffee.
Oh, first and foremost, 7-Eleven coffee is really, really good. It's up there with Starbucks in ranking. But I have a huge candy problem. And I love candy. So I think besides candy, the only other thing that I really buy in the store is ibuprofen. So If I'm not eating candy, I got headaches. So, but those are like, but you know what? You know what's really hard, and this is why I gave up alcohol during the week, because I need to get my life together. But like, just going to go pick up things off the shelf and just eat. You know what I mean? So like, I'm really this year. I said I'm going to be a better me, and I'm going to lose some pounds. But that's like the best part about it is that like everything is literally at your fingertips. Sodas, waters, Gatorades, like whatever you're feeling that day, the store literally has it. And I think that's my biggest problem.
Hey, they got the alkaline water in there too. So if you feeling healthy that day, go ahead and get you some 9.5 pH alkaline water. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we had a question from one of the viewers out there. They asked, what are the various income ranges?
So unfortunately, that is the one question that the two questions that I cannot answer is what my income is, because everybody's income varies depending on store, how many stores you have, what you decide to pay yourself, how well the store is doing. So that is one question that I cannot answer. But I will tell you that from corporate America, I took a pay cut to begin with, just to get my store up and running and making sure that it is sufficient and I do not go on the hole.
For sure.
And the more stores you open, the more money you have. So just remember that.
The more headache, the more ibuprofen you need to.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. That's all I buy. Ibuprofen.
So once you like vetted in and you become a franchise owner, is it easier to open another location, or do you have to redo the same process?
No, so you do have to redo the whole process, but the good thing is that your name stands for itself. So like they don't have to say, okay, well, like, is she gonna be ready? Is she not gonna be ready? Like, I'm obviously running a store. I know the system. So it really sets you up for success as long as the rest of your shit is together. But like your name kind of speaks for itself at that point. So if they can come in every week and they see you doing what you're supposed to be doing and your numbers are up, then there's no reason why you shouldn't get a second one.
For sure. I was reading a comment right there. She said she's a boss. Franchise fees are due regardless if there's a profit. So I know she has a key business.
I appreciate that. I will say one thing about 7-Eleven is that the model is different from like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A. So there is a technically a fee, but it's not like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A where everybody's fee is the same. The fees are dependent on how well you do.
Since you're talking about Chick-fil-A, let me get a piece of this Jesus chicken.
Yeah, boy, you need a food sponsorship on there. How you damn fucking pick it up?
Like,
Y'all want to do it again?
Full circle comes around. There we go. You should have zoomed in.
Zoom in with the music. Oh no, we can't even play music. We had so much like issues playing music on here. We had to cut the music segments out for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What kind of music was y'all playing?
Like popular music. Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, you live and you learn.
So like in the beginning, like with starting the franchise, do you have any like say so of the location where you want it? Like how do you go about like picking the location? You know, do they have like, can they veto it? You know, can they say like, yeah, I know?
Nah. So the good thing about franchising also is that, well, a lot of franchises, so like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A and Jimmy John's and 7-Eleven, is that like they have a whole corporate office that determines all of that stuff. And so basically what happens, they have their own real estate department, all of that. So they find out where they feel like locations are going to be the most profitable. And that's where they decide to put their location. As a franchisee, we can then pick from those locations.
Okay.
But they're not going to let us pick, because in reality, they're the experts. They know, they have the due diligence and the money to decide like where things are going to be profitable. Like when you come off of an exit, which corner is going to be the most. I mean, literally the math behind it is crazy. Just it's like how they decide like which corner it's going to go on, depending on how somebody gets off the freeway. So they're really the experts from there. And then from there, so that way you know that the 7-Eleven is going to be profitable regardless. because 7-Eleven did their due diligence to make sure that they put themselves in the best space possible. Because when I make, like I said, the model is different. So if I make money, they make money. So they're going to make sure that they set you up for as much success as possible.
All right, we have another question from one of our live watchers. Michelle Jones said, did you look into any other franchises before selecting 7-Eleven?
I did. And like I said, so my father franchised 3 McDonald's in the Dallas Oak Cliff area. So of course I looked into McDonald's. Of course I looked into Chick-fil-A. The things is high. So if you want to look for a more practical establishment, then you gotta do more research. You know what I mean? So I think everybody's looking into like McDonald's and Chick-fil-A, but I think people forget about like Jimmy John's and 7-Elevens and that Handstone massage place and European Wax Center and things like that, which are smaller that people aren't really thinking of. You know what I mean? And so I looked into other ones. However, 7-Eleven was the most welcoming and really the easiest, not the easiest, but you go on their website, it literally has all of the stores that are available. And right next to it are the names of the franchising reps at 7-Eleven. It's their cell phone number. So it literally is that simple. Like you don't have to call a corporate office and get on a list and do all this. It literally is talking directly to the source.
Yeah, that's dope for sure. So you don't have to just keep reaching out to this 1-800 number. It's that person.
Exactly. Or watching a bunch of webinars and filling out online applications. No, like it legit is the direct person.
All right. So anybody try to talk you out of becoming a franchisee? Like you don't need to do that. You need to stay in corporate America doing what you were doing previously. You had anybody like that in your ear trying to?
No, because I think that I think my parents were excited, and they would never not tell me to do anything, but they know that it's a huge leap of faith. You know, like I said, like my father had already done it before, so he knows like the woes that come with it. But I think my parents knew that I could do it, so they never said anything. But they knew that it would be challenging, more challenging than working, 9 to 5 and then going home and not caring about nothing until the next day, getting 2 days off on the weekend and keeping it moving. But I know for myself, if I would have stayed in corporate America, somebody would have gotten these hands. So for me, I had to step away.
Them Oak Cliff hands.
In order to better myself.
Oh man. So if you could name some of the pros and cons of franchising, what would be some of those pros and cons? I won't give a number. You can name as little as you like or as many as you like.
So I would say the pros of being a franchisee is that it literally is already a model. Like you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to really start anything up. Like I pay my money to them, and when they're ready to hand me the store over, I literally walk in and everything is set up. Like everything is already stocked. My credit card machines are set up. My ordering system is set up. Vendors automatically come in. Like if there's something wrong with the store or there's something wrong with the gas, like there's already a system set up to fix it, period. And that is the easiest for me. And I like to say anybody who starts a business from scratch, I commend you all significantly. It is something that I do not have the strength or the mind power or the patience to currently do. So franchising, I will say, is a lot simpler to kind of buy into something and then walk in and everything be set up. I think that the cons of, I don't want to say cons.
The woes
of it is that everybody knows the 7-Eleven name, right? Which is also a positive because you really don't have to advertise because people love 7-Eleven. It's
they like Slurpees and shit.
Cigarillos, it's a thing. So I think that it's a pro but it's also a con because people know the name. So they expect that like certain things are going to be in top-notch shape. And it's like, I'm just a regular girl running this gas station. Like I'm doing the best I can. We can't all be pros at this thing. You know what I mean? But I think they see the 7-Eleven name and they think that like, okay, well, it should be this across the board. But other than that, there's no real con. You do have a contract that kind of has to keep you some things in most 7-Elevens the same. You're free to run the business how you want to. You're free to hire and fire as you want to. You're free to advertise as you want to. You're free to bring in whatever products you want to. But there's certain things that is kind of the blueprint that most 7-Elevens have to follow. So I think that's the con too, because sometimes I'd be like, man, I'm not here for it. But it's the rules.
The rules.
So we have another question from one of our live watchers. Mr. Gillian Fryston said, do they provide an exit strategy like retirement or the ability to sell the franchise?
That's a really good question. So that's also another pro, is that at the end of the day, I mean, there's franchisees who've walked out the store and been like, screw this. And at the end of the day, you could walk out the store and be like, screw this, right? And I think that when you own your own business, you can't just walk out the door. You know what I mean? Like, if you start from scratch, you can't just walk out the door. I will say franchising is one of those things where, like, when you're done and you're like, hey, look, I'm ready to pack my bags, like 7-Eleven works with you in selling the store.
Facts. Retirement?
No. So it's kind of one of those things where, like, you have to do for yourself now. If you are a business owner, you are an employer. So there's no, and my dad was saying it to me the other day, like, you don't pay into Social Security, so you may be screwed in the future. And so I'm like, okay, well, that's a problem. But like, you're your own business, so like, you have to go out and get your own health insurance. You have to go out and get your own retirement. You need to you're literally in control of your own money. So no, 7-Eleven don't set up none of that stuff for you. You have to set it up for yourself. But they will help you sell it. That they will do.
Yeah, they help keep that business going for sure.
And make their money in the process.
Is there does being a franchise owner like prevent you from like buying into the shares of 7-Eleven?
No, you do what you want. I don't think it does. You do what you want. But I'm not buying any shares of 7-Eleven. If I'm be honest with you,
Go keep it funky with you.
If I'm gonna do something, it's gonna be some Tesla or something. But I'm not buying into those 7-Eleven. But it shouldn't prevent you from anything.
All right. Do you get compliments on having a clean restrooms and everything like that? Somebody in the comments talking about you have the only 7-Eleven with clean restrooms out there. So
Are my followers watching? I love y'all. Let me tell you something. I before I answer that one, Arisha, but that was her. Yeah. Okay, I do keep clean restrooms, because it's a thing for me. Like, it was a thing for me. Like, I wasn't one of those people who liked gas station restrooms. So if I'm gonna go into owning a gas station, everything's gonna be clean. And that's like pretty much my number one thing: cleanliness, bar, and fresh food. I tell my employees that all the time. Like, if you do those three things, people will ignore the rest of the things going on. Arisha, you probably ain't even noticed my parking lot looks a mess and needs to be power washed, but it's because at least when you go in, there's clean restrooms, everything is clean. You know what I mean? So like, if you keep those three things good, everybody else forgets everything else that's wrong. And then also, what was the question about flexible schedule?
I guess you're talking about the bathroom cleaning schedule. I'm not sure.
About your schedule.
Oh, my schedule? Yeah, I do what I want. But I do go in every day. That's the thing. I do go in every day. But recently I've been leaving around 12-ish. Sometimes I work afternoon. Sometimes I just pop up to see what's going on.
Surprise, motherfucker.
just so they know that like people are watching. But I got cameras everywhere. I got cameras everywhere. So I can see everything that goes on at all times.
That's dope for sure. Like, out here, 2 7-Elevens across the street from each other. You said both of them were built from the ground up. I know you said at least one of them was.
One of them was built from the ground up. The other one has been there since the 70s. So
okay,
it's doing its own thing.
Hey, you still got it. It's still yours, you know.
Exactly.
Next time I'm in the area, I'm gonna pull up, get me some gas. You know what I'm saying? Give me some.
You should.
Give me some little 87.
Get some of that 7-Eleven coffee.
Yeah, it's good coffee. I don't know if you try to be funny, but 7-Eleven has like really good coffee.
No, I'm not trying to be funny.
I never had it.
7-Eleven got good coffee.
I never had it, so I'm gonna find out.
If you want Starbucks coffee for a smaller price, I would go 7-Eleven. They literally have made it to whereas you can make your own coffee just like Starbucks.
Yeah.
I got a nitro machine and everything. Nitro, got fresh bean to cup coffee, all that stuff.
So do they strategically place I know we talked about locations earlier. Do they strategically place them like near competition, competing gas stations, such as Quick Trip?
No, I think because 7-Eleven is one of the oldest. 7-Eleven was started in Oak Cliff, Texas, like a long time ago. And so I think people have made it to where they put themselves around us because we're competition. But they really can't mess with 7-Eleven because 7-Eleven has so many locations. Like mine is right across the street, and like there are thousands of 7-Elevens, and they're slated to build 10,000 more over the next 5 to 10 years, I think. So like 7-Eleven is competition for others, but 7-Eleven kind of stays in their own lane.
Yeah, I did some research. I see they in China and Hong Kong and all of that.
They're big there, and that's the sister company or the parent company. So they're huge there.
So, how much control do you have over like the pricing of your products, like in your store?
So they give a suggested retail price, and most franchisees stay within that. I think during COVID, I think we hiked it up a little bit. But I think that most people stay within the suggested retail price. We have full control to change it as long as we're not price gouging, as long as we're not raising it like 50 to 100%. At which point 7-Eleven will contact you and be like, yo,
$10.
Yeah, like, yo, what's going on here? I've had one of those before. So I'm like, okay, let me bring it back down. So I tend to stay around the suggested retail price.
Okay. Yeah, these are some good questions. I know once people come listen back to this, they're like, damn, no, she's
7-Eleven's gonna be popping up everywhere.
Yeah, definitely DFW area already taken over. You know what I'm saying? For sure. As we say on the 1409, that's what we love to say after a question.
For sure.
Okay, so I gotta add a second one because normally I just say one.
Yeah, you got it for sure.
Appreciate you, Jillian. Appreciate you.
Yeah. But you know, if you fall asleep, listen to this, you can listen to it the next day. It's gonna be audio. It's gonna be on audio. You know what I'm saying? All the audio platforms. Shout out to Nobody Grinds Like Us. You know what I'm saying? All of that.
Chap in tomorrow and picked up where you left off, bro, on your way to work tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So, Ms. Alyson, what do you feel like the major difference is between working for yourself and working for you still working with a major corporation, but you pretty much working for yourself? So how do you feel the difference is being your own boss and working for someone else, I should say?
Working for somebody else was fine whenever I was doing it, because I started off in government. So that was my thing, is I started off in government, and government was cool. Like I didn't have an issue with government. Government was diverse. Now if we're talking like government of what's going on now, they tripping. But if we're talking about like working in the government, like local government, it's very diverse. And that's what I loved about it. And so I stayed in there for a really long time. And then I decided to, I worked for the city of Dallas. And then I moved to Virginia and worked for the city of Norfolk. Then I worked for the city of Hampton. And then I moved to Houston and decided to go into like corporate America, like automotive industry. And the automotive industry is like the good old boys club. So somebody like me wasn't really
There's a lot of nepotism, huh?
Yeah. And so it came to a point to whereas I knew I was smart enough to be there. I had 3 college degrees, so I'm well educated enough to be there. And 2 of them are masters. I had the business acumen to be there, but I felt disrespected. Like I felt like they weren't appreciating me and they weren't letting me shine. And at some point, I felt like I was being shut down. And so I'm like, by the end of it, I was like, look, if y'all gonna sit here and not let me do nothing, that's on y'all. I'm gonna collect this paycheck till I figure something else out. And it just came to a point where I just felt disrespected. So I left, and I started 7-Eleven. So I think that being a business owner makes me feel more valuable, more fulfilled, like I'm doing something. But that's not to say anything about corporate America, because it's just where I was that made me make that move. Because like I tell people all the time, like as Black people, everybody is exactly where they need to be. not everybody needs to be an entrepreneur or a business owner. We need people in corporate America. We need people on the police force. We need people in the fire department. We need people in politics. We need people in the boardrooms. We need people, medical, lawyer. We need people everywhere. So it's just kind of like we need foot soldiers. So it's kind of like knowing your spot in this thing and doing it. My spot was no longer in corporate America. I wanted to go into the owning my own business. But I think that's just what made me happy. But I don't know if it was better than corporate America because I love government.
For sure.
Pros and cons. Pros and cons. So since you're talking about you went on the 7-Eleven, what are some of the important factors of making sure your business has a solid foundation?
It's the difference between like working all day and going home. Like if you don't have a solid foundation, then like you're gonna be working a lot. And don't get me wrong, I work a lot, but it's just because I'm a micromanager. But I also work a lot because I built this platform. You know what I mean? Like it literally has become a destination for Black people, especially after George Floyd, when everybody was looking for like Black-owned businesses to support. Like I became a destination for like gas stations, Black-owned gas stations. So I work because my customers like seeing me. But having a solid foundation and a good management staff is the difference between like working yourself to death and being a boss.
So you identified as a Black-owned business on Google Maps. Somebody look up those locations on Google Maps.
You know what? I don't think I am. And that's the unfortunate part because they lump all 7-Elevens together.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that is the unfortunate part. However, I'm going to do my due diligence to make sure that I put out there that I am. And my followers do a good job of it too. So.
All right. You know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to go on Google Maps to each address and I'm going to put some good reviews in there. Goddamn, include the fact that it's a Black-owned business. I like leaving reviews on Google Maps. They get a lot of views for some reason because we went snowmobiling one time and the views on that just went crazy. So like,
yeah, I don't like it when people leave Google reviews, but go ahead and leave a positive one. That'd be nice. People think it's the Ritz-Carlton. I'm like, you came here and what happened? This ain't the Ritz-Carlton. This is 7-Eleven.
Somebody came in there my neck. My back.
Yeah, we got to let them know it's Black owned out here. You know what I'm saying?
So, what is the ultimate vision for Rae Lawson Enterprise?
Oh man, the vision for Rae Lawson Enterprise is to stay open. Like honestly, right now, like that is my main goal right now is to just be open and be in the community. Rae loves the kids, so I just want to like make sure that I am like out there doing the best I can to my ability to be able to be that role model. And right now, I just want to work hard. You know what I mean? Like I just really just want to work hard. I don't have a goal. I don't have a plan, and I don't set goals neither. Because you set goals, you set them too high, you fail, you get mad, sad. I don't like that. And then if you set goals too low, then you're not really doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? Like you could be going higher. So I kind of just go with the flow, like you called me an opportunist, and just see where that goes. But my goal right now is to be a Black-owned business and thrive.
Oh, really?
For sure.
All right. How important is networking to you?
Networking is probably the single-handedly most important thing when it comes to life and business. I would not be where I am today if I would not have known certain people and been in the right place at the right time to be able to network with the right people. That is full-heartedly. My mother is a master of it. Like my mother is a master of networking. And honestly, I use her network more than I use mine. But it's kind of a trickle down effect to me to whereas like I realize the importance of it. Even when I'm not in the mood, I realize the importance of like when customers come in, like I love every single customer that comes in, but sometimes I am tired. But at the end of the day, like I know that I have to continue because seeing every single customer, you never really know like who you're meeting or how you can affect people or what you all can do in the future. So I would say that it is extremely important.
They don't know who they Guess said they don't know who they're meeting either.
Ah. That's so funny because when people argue with me at the store, I'm like, do you know who I am? But yeah, like networking is important. I like that question because I think people always forget that. People always just think about like advertising or getting their product right, but nobody ever thinks like who can connect you to what.
Yeah. Facts.
And to answer Arisha's question about like what it feels like to be an entrepreneur, I always tell people it hasn't hit me yet. Like it hasn't. Nothing ever hits me until extremely late. So like, what does it feel like to open up my first store? Like it still hasn't hit me that I'm in ownership. But I haven't had time to stop and think about it.
Wait, you almost said open up your fourth, so I think the third and fourth is coming soon.
No. Slow down there. We're gonna stick to 2 for now.
I just pulled a widget.
You got any words?
You never know. Just watch. You never know.
You got any words of inspiration for any aspiring entrepreneurs, business owners, franchise owners?
Yeah, be you. Like that's my number one thing is like be you. Like right now it is 2021 and people are literally making money on Instagram for being them. Like literally, like being you. And that's something that like 10 years ago would have been unheard of. So
YouTube.
what?
I said YouTube as well.
Exactly. Like that would have been unheard of. So right now it's the most important time to be you. And I didn't get to where I was by being anybody else, being cookie cutter, being what other people wanted me to be. I got here by being 100% unapologetically me. And that's the kind of way, because there's nothing that you can invent that has not already been done. There's nothing, well, you could, but not really. There's no podcast out there that is right now. You all's podcast is dope because you two are dope individuals, and that's what sells. So like, just be like, I always tell people, just be you because that's what's gonna sell.
Mm-hmm. Eat chicken on the podcast.
And eat chicken on the podcast. I've never seen that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been on probably 100 podcasts, and nobody has said chicken is savory and ate it so slow. So it's
I know that shit cold.
but it sets you apart. You know what I mean? Like people always ask me, why do you like make sure you have a professional background whenever you take interviews? Nah, I'm gonna take it in my room because I'm gonna be comfortable. Period. Like it's a thing for me. Like
I have a professional background.
Yeah, y'all do. I like to be 100% comfortable and 100% me. Like you're not gonna walk in my store and see me dressed up nice. Like nah, like I'm working. Like I'm gonna be comfortable. That's what I like to do. I was in corporate America and wore a suit and heels to work every single day. I'm tired. My feet are tired. I'm not doing that. So I just say like just be you and just find something that sets you apart from everybody else.
For sure, you definitely gotta be yourself because eventually somebody gonna catch you. You gotta stay in character a certain time. Somebody gonna eventually catch you out of character in your real character.
Exactly.
You gotta express yourself.
Exactly. That's what my employees. It's so funny because my employees every time I walk in, they say, "Who you fighting today?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like you always like you're gonna fight somebody and you're about to have an attitude, and I'm like, "Well, it could happen at any moment." But like I make sure that I'm always me. You know what I mean? Like when my customers talk to me, don't get me wrong, I'm super friendly. But like if I have questions, I'm gonna ask them. I'm very outspoken. You're gonna get 100% Alyson.
Facts. Nothing but facts on here. 1409. We bold, boisterous, and blunt out here, and our guests are as well. Man, they keeping it blunt.
For sure.
Hey, so you ready for that question of the day, GualaMeetsWorld?
Yeah, man, I got a question of today. And this goes to the live listeners as well. If you had an intro song, what would it be and why?
Oh, I know mine. Hold on. I got to figure out who it's by. I already know mine. Win. I just can't. I think it's by J-Rock or somebody.
Yeah, J-Rock.
Yeah.
TDE. Mm-hmm.
That is mine. Because at the end of the day, I'm always going to win. Well, even if I fail, y'all still gonna see me win.
Hey.
All right. Mine would be, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know, I'm way up.
I wasn't ready for that one. I know that song, but do I know that song?
Yes, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. You know,
Honestly, those lyrics literally just hit me. And I love that song. That song literally just hit me.
Oh man.
What's yours, Koala?
I think if I had one, it'll be I be feeling like the man when I walk through. I ain't staying what you're saying when I walk through.
You'll know that Rich Homie.
Rich Homie Quan.
My next question is, why do y'all's voices get like that whenever it's time to sing a song?
You got to get in character. You gotta let Rich Homie do it. I be feeling like the man when I walk through.
We're trying to sound like the people singing that motherfucker, but you know,
y'all are doing a great job. Y'all sound just like
Now watch me walk through.
Just like them.
Wow. All right, we got the question of the day out the way. Let's go and get into that this or that. 7-Eleven coffee or Starbucks coffee?
7-Eleven coffee.
You just said that because you're at 7-Eleven, or
Is Starbucks line be too long? Come on now.
Oh, that just brought me to something. You know, some people do the pay it forward thing. Like you hear it from Starbucks. Anybody ever did that in one of your stores? Like they pay for somebody's shit after them?
Oh, they do it all the time. I have a guy that comes in every single day. We have 2 bananas for $1. He buys 4 bananas every day and says give them away. They do coffee all the time. They do police officers all the time. People with kids, they do that. It just depends. People are super friendly and super pay it forward type people. I definitely take a banana every time he says give it to somebody though. I definitely give it to myself. But the other one's gonna that's my morning breakfast. But
the bananas paid for.
All right, so I gotta eat them.
All right. Jail for a year, or lose a year off your life.
I'll lose a year because the thing about it is my hands are too soft for anybody's jail, and I there's a Bertha in every prison waiting for me. So I think I would definitely just lose that year.
You say you be in the store looking like you ready to throw some hands, throw them Oak Cliff hands, so that
yeah,
Oak Cliff hands in jail.
That's a different thing.
those different hands.
All you gotta do is get in singing voice and say, "Try Jesus,
no,
don't try me, cause I throw hands."
I'm not even gonna leave it up to chance. I'm okay.
A year off your life or a year in jail. Yeah, I'm gonna do a year off my life too, because
yeah,
I feel like I'm gonna live to about 114, so I can deal with 113.
Yeah, plus I'm claustrophobic, so little bitty spaces scare me, so I wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah, I think I lose a year off my life. I don't know about that jail.
Exactly.
I don't know about that.
Especially during Corona. Thank you.
I don't want to know why the caged bird sings. I ain't trying to be caged.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, what is this or that we got here? All right, let's get into the fitness. You into fitness a little bit, or you ain't fucking with it?
Yeah, I got a personal trainer now.
Okay, so cardio or weight training?
Ooh, weight training.
Weight training. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't like doing cardio. I don't like running and shit, but I'll get on that bike and do about 30 miles or something. But
bike.
I just bought a bike, so I'm super excited.
What kind of bike you got?
No, not a real one. I got one of them stationary ones.
Oh, you got.
I gotta work my way up to that.
Oh, you be spinning. Why everybody head go like that when they in spin class?
No, I just simply ride. That's all I do. I simply just like it.
You gotta try your spin class.
You
ever been to a spin class?
Oh no, that's not for me. That's not for me. Because here's the thing: the only reason why I got a bike is because my Achilles, and that's the only thing I can do is biking currently. But I would much rather. I was doing weights right before Corona, and then Corona hit, and I just completely stopped. So no, weights are definitely for me. Bike isn't even for me, but that's the only cardio that I can really do.
Some of the spin classes be lit, man. These people be in there doing spin to wipe me down and all type of shit, man. This should be.
Yeah, I don't have the willpower.
I don't have the willpower. Man, go ahead. Go ahead.
I would have stopped. I would have definitely stopped.
Hey, to each his own. Yeah,
exactly.
All right, I got another one. A get out of jail free card.
What is up with you in jail? What is going on here?
I don't know.
What is going on?
A get out of jail free card or a key that can open any door.
Get out of jail free card.
I'm taking the key.
I'm taking the key because I'm in jail. I got a key that open any door. That's my get out of jail free card.
I'm taking the key because I can go in any door. Goddamn. Vault doors and everything. You know what I'm saying?
You know why I'm taking the key? I got the keys.
Yeah, I'm taking the keys because I can get in the vault and all type of other things.
Facts.
Get in doors you never thought you can get into. You know what I'm saying? Get in places you never thought you'd be in.
One place I'm fine with that. One place I never want to go is jail. So I'll go ahead and pick that get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
Just in case something happens.
Facts. All right. Yeah, I don't think I have anything off the top of my head. You know, we freestyle this thing. We freestyle these episodes. So.
Oh, I got one more. Cause somebody she was talking about our voice, but people tell me I have a silver tongue. So would you rather have a golden voice or a silver tongue? Y'all don't know the term like silver tongue? Like a smooth talker. Like you can talk yourself out of like any situation or talk yourself into like anything.
So what's
silver tongue?
In a golden voice.
I don't know. You might have a golden voice, but you might not have the words in the right order. You know, you could just have a golden voice say la. And
I don't know. Golden. Me and KT are confused.
Yeah, y'all look confused.
I take the silver tongue. I can talk my way out of anything without having a golden voice. I can talk my way out of anything with any voice.
But my point is, I can already do that. So I think I would go with the other one.
Perfect example of somebody with a golden voice, but they don't have a silver tongue. Fantasia. Fantasia can sing, but she can't talk. So look, you want to be a Fantasia?
I'm saying that one. So what if I meet her one day and she'd be like, I heard you on 1409 talking about me. So it's gonna be a no for me on that one.
Hey, she might hear it.
Hey, just tell Fantasia Rosetta Stone worked wonders.
No, I love Fantasia. I voted for her during American Idol. So
I think I was too young to vote at that time. I don't know. But yeah.
I was texting them numbers.
I think I was like 10.
Well, now I'm like, how old was I?
Yeah. But yeah. Any more this or that y'all got around here?
Mm-mm.
Slow days or busy days? Somebody asked, do you have any slow days? So we're going to go with slow days or busy days.
Either way, I'm leaving. I'm gonna be honest. Either way, I'm going home. It doesn't.
Right. All right, y'all got it.
If I walk in and it's slow, they know. They're like, "You finna go?" I'm like, "Yeah." If I walk in and it's super busy, I'm like, "I can't do this today. I'm gonna. We'll try it again tomorrow."
Yeah, I'd be like, "All right, y'all got it. I'll see y'all tomorrow."
But I like busy days because that means that I make more money.
For sure. So you got to reach that certain level. I'm assuming, you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna get too much into it because I know how it is. But Michelle Joel said, "Thank you 1409 for this podcast. This interview was informative and inspirational. Alyson, I'm so very proud of you, Sora. Happy Founders Day." Go ahead and say, yeah.
Thank you, Michelle. I do appreciate you tuning in. Thank you so much.
Already. All right. Make sure y'all follow Alyson Rae Lawson on Instagram at 711_Rae Lawson. So that's the number 7 and then spell 11 out _ RaeLawson on Instagram. Your other platforms.
And one more thing. I want to shout out the Mcbride Sisters. They are a Black-owned wine company that I sell in my store. The partnership that I have with them has been amazing. I sold 1,100 bottles in 2 days. I am their biggest retailer in the country. And I am the only store in the country to have their entire collection.
Let me mark y'all on Google Maps for real, so I can know I need to go.
Let me write this.
The Mcbride Sisters. Yeah, the Mcbride Sisters are a Black-owned wine company.
They have a website.
They do. The Mcbride Sisters, I think.
We gonna interview them too. Fuck it.
They are amazing women. They are actually the largest Black-owned wine company in the world, I believe. And 2 sisters who didn't know that they were sisters until much later on in life. They both had a love for wine and they started their own company. It's really good wine. They have a couple of collections, but one of their collections is Black Girl Magic. And that is what is flying off of my shelf right now. Riesling, Red Blend, and Rosé in those. And so it is supporting a Black-owned business, which is the Mcbride Sisters, inside of another Black-owned business, which is me. And so I do want to thank everybody for the support in which they've given me since George Floyd with the wine and the support that they're still giving me now. It really is keeping me going and helped me during COVID to stay alive.
See, that's what networking is all about right there.
Exactly.
Networking at its finest.
Exactly.
Yeah, we definitely gonna check out that wine and check out the Mcbride Sisters. Shout out to them. They plugged in on 1409 episode 74.
Mm-hmm. So
Right,
I did just want to add that. Thank you for letting me add it.
Oh, we appreciate that. That was much needed.
Yes.
Yep. So follow Alyson Rae Lawson on Instagram, 711 Rae Lawson. If you're watching on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, you see it on the bottom of the screen there for the whole episode. So go ahead and type that in your Instagram immediately. No, not immediately, but after the episode, type it in there and follow Miss Lawson. And you know where you can find us. Nobody Grinds Like Us Network. Download the app.
Yes.
Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Audible, all that shit. God damn it. Subscribe to that shit. Give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that shit. 5 stars. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like this video. Like the rest of the damn videos. And watch the rest of the damn videos. Yeah.
Start with mine, though. Start with mine.
Yeah, start with episode 74. Goddamn.
And work your way down.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, you can follow my personal page on Instagram, 843 Ambassador. That's me, KT.
You know, you can follow me, GualaMeetsWorld, at GualaMeetsWorld on IG. Also tap into my music on all the major streaming platforms.
Scrooge video out now on YouTube.
Yes.
Uh-huh. And all right, because it's the 1409 podcast, and we out.
Peace.